Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is February 18th today and I am sitting down to do my January reads. It's been a lot harder to find time to film than I thought I would be able to. So anyway, I read 7 books in January, which is really crazy. I really only read 6. I finished a 7th one. I'd already been reading one and I just didn't finish it in December. So technically it counts for my January read. And that was the first book I read for January. And it was, what's it actually called? It was Restless Stars by Peckham and Susanne Valenti. This is the 9th book in the chronological Zodiac Academy series. So this was the finale, finally finished. The series was done. And wow. If you've been around my channel since I started this, you know my thoughts on Zodiac Academy. It's been like this. Zodiac Academy is this series about these 2 twins who, I think they're 18 or 19, living in the mortal world, and they are brought into the world of Solaria, which is full of magic, and they are these lost princess heirs to the realm. So they come, and they are taken back to Solaria. They go to this school where they learn about their powers and all of this. The thing I love about Zodiac Academy is the magic system as a whole. So it's the 4 elements, so earth, air, fire, water. And there's also a like magical beast aspect to it. So every single, and it's also a fae realm. So all of these fae have a, for lack of a better term, beast counterpart. They call them order forms. So they could be a dragon, they could be a vampire, they could be a werewolf, they could be a sphinx. There's even like minotaurs and sirens and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. It's such a unique magic system, and I've never read a series or a fantasy series with a magic system like this before, and it's just something that I really love. However, it's not the greatest series. It does have a prequel series that I really enjoyed, and I felt like the storyline was better, and it just was better all around. This one, oh, I have so many thoughts. I'm gonna try to not sit here forever and talk about it. So let me just say, the first 3 books are rough to get through. This is a bully romance book, and I've never read a bully romance before. So if you've never read that, it was really hard for me to wrap my head around some of the bullying and like how they were going to redeem themselves from it. So the first 3 books were like really kind of hard to get through, and then books 4 through 6 were just great. They were fantastic. The characters were great. The plot was great. The like just pacing, everything was so good. And then you get 7, 8, 9, and it went, so the curvature is like, so wait. First 3 is kind of like, and then you go up, and then you just go 7, 8, 9, horrible, terrible books. They could have stopped at 6 somehow. 7, 8, 9 just did not add anything to the story, and I felt like they were just writing because it was starting to ramp up speed and a lot of people were enjoying it, and they just wanted to keep making it extend longer, which like is great, but like you gotta make the story work, and I just felt like it was not good. By the end, I like didn't even know the characters anymore. Like I did, but like they just didn't feel like they did previously. So anyway, that was the first book. I finished it. Also, books 7, 8, and 9 are each over 1,000 pages long. The first book is like 300 something. So just a 9-book series, plus there are novellas in there too. It's too much. It's too much. So I'm moving that aside. That was my first book of the year. The second book that I read was actually also part of Zodiac Academy. And this was called Lionel something. It was Lionel. I don't even know what it was called. Lionel something. And it just had 5, no, not 5, it had more than 5, just like short stories or different perspectives about different big scenes that happened in the book. They were okay. I really probably shouldn't have read it because a lot of them were honestly just like other partner, like the other partner in a lot of like sexual scenes. It wasn't necessary. Anyway, moving on from that one, we're gonna skip that too because it was literally. So let's get into the books that I did read and enjoy in January. Starting with In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. This is the 4th book in the Rome, Kentucky series. And these are 4 interconnected standalones, rom-com, based on Audrey Hepburn films. Just so cozy and good and like kick your feet swoony. I love them so much. Sarah Adams is one of my favorite romance authors because she just writes men who yearn and like you get tension and like desire, but there's a lot of it is closed doors or mostly closed doors. You know, I think the later 2 had more detailed spy scenes, but the first 2 don't have as much, are more fade to black, and they're just so good. They're sweet and like small town. I just really, really enjoy them. I can read them so quickly and they're just happy. Like even the conflict isn't bad conflict. There's no miscommunication. I hate that trope. It's my least favorite trope. But these are so good. And I'm so sad that Rome, Kentucky is now closed and their stories are finished because I love this world and I love these characters and this family. So each book is a different family member. There's 4 siblings. The first one starts with the brother and then the next 3 are his sisters. And it's just so good. I seriously love it so much. For kicks and giggles, I don't own the first one, but the first one is called When in Rome, and then Practice Makes Perfect and Beg, Borrow, or Steal. These are the Rome, Kentucky books, and I highly recommend them. And I know Valentine's Day was just a couple days ago, but if you need a good rom-com, I highly recommend one of these books. Thank you to Aramis for recommending When in Rome to start with because it's just so good. The next book I read was The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. Oh, you guys, I didn't really like it. I love a thriller. I love a psychological thriller, but I couldn't get behind this one. It was really, I hated the characters. I didn't like any of them. And it was a little predictable, a little bit not. If you don't know what The Housemaid is, it is about this, I don't even know how old she is, this young woman who is freshly out of jail. We don't know why. She's on probation. She's looking for a job or she's gonna have to go back to jail. And she finds this ad for a housemaid. She ends up getting the job and obviously works as a housemaid. The mom / wife who hired her seems like she has a personality disorder basically, because it's just so back and forth, and it just was so frustrating because you're not getting the whole picture, which obviously that's the whole point. You're not getting the whole picture. And then the second half, hi, it's kind of revealed. I've read The Boyfriend by Freida McFadden, and if the rest of her books are like this, it kind of seems like she has a specific formula for how she writes her books. The ending was really disappointing. I just felt like it wasn't very tense and there wasn't any like stressful moments. It kind of was, but not the way I wanted it to be. So that's all I gotta say for that one. Next book I read was a book that I really wanted. So in my 2025 book bingo, I had that I wanted to read a book that would make me cry, and I did not hit that. So I decided to read The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros because I had seen everywhere that this book makes people just like sob and cry. So I wanted to give that a shot. Obviously I love like Fourth Wing. That's the only Rebecca Yarros I've ever read. Now I've read The Last Letter, and it was okay. I mean, it's a contemporary. It wasn't like, I don't know, those kind of books aren't my like cup of tea. Like they're just not what I'm gravitated toward, what I'm drawn to. Will say I did cry, but I didn't like blubber. I didn't full on sob. I did cry, and I think I cried more because I have young kids. But that is about, it's not a happy book. So let's just start with that. It's about this woman who, it's kind of about this man who is serving, I don't know if he's in Afghanistan or not, but he's serving in the military. He's in special forces, and he has like nobody in his, like he has no family. And he's serving with his best friend, and his best friend has a sister who gets letters, and she started writing to him. So they're writing letters back and forth while he's deployed, and something happens, and he comes back and kind of finds her and becomes like friends with her. And she has two kids who are twins. Just a trigger warning for this, there's childhood cancer in this. There's also death. Like it's a not happy book. It takes place in Telluride, or near Telluride. Is it Telluride? I don't even remember. Anyway, it takes place there, and she owns these cabins that people can come stay at in the seasons, like a ski lodge type resort area. So he comes and stays at one of them and just kind of gets involved in her life. It was a good read. It did make me cry, and it ended very well. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Let's move this on. The last book that I read in January was Spark of the Everflame by Penn. I've had this on my TBR for a really long time, and I bought these editions because they're just so beautiful, and I love the sprayed edges on these, and I've just heard good things and I knew I would like it. I really did enjoy this. Y'all know, if you've been around on my channel, I hate friends. Like, if there's a best guy friend at the beginning of a series, you know I'm gonna hate on him because I don't like that. I hate that. I'm an enemies to lovers gal. I can do friends to lovers occasionally, but this, no. And I don't even know if you would call this enemies to lovers. I'm not done with the 3rd book yet, so I've only read the 1st book. And this is fantasy or romantasy where this young woman named Diem is a healer, and she's working under her mother, who's a very good healer. And this is split into two, the world is split into two, like, peoples. Like, there's mortals, and then there is the magic people, who are called the Descended. And they have these magic abilities. And there are, I think there's 8 or 9, like, 8 or 9 kingdoms within the world. And each section has their own type of magic. So she's living in Lumnos, which has light and shadow magic. And this just has like a growing rebellion. The mortals want to rise up, and they're obviously treated poorly. And the Descended are these magic users who are like very privileged and powerful, and kind of suppress the mortals and don't like the mortals and wish they were like gone. So the king of Lumnos is about to die, and the next heir is about, well, not an heir. It's kind of like their goddess chooses. So like they have their magic just kind of goes to the next powerful person. So they think they know who it is. Everyone assumes it's going to be this prince. But something is different kind of happens, and it's really good. And there's a lot that's going on still, and I felt like it was pretty fast paced. The magic system was pretty interesting, although you didn't get a whole lot of it in this. It was still really good. I really enjoyed this, and I'm really looking forward to finishing the 3rd book, and the 4th book comes out in June. So this Spark of the Everflame, and then Glow is the 2nd book, and Heat is the 3rd, and the 4th one that's coming out is Burn of the Everflame. So just put those back up there. Anyway, those were the 7 books that I read in January. I had a really great reading month. I don't even know how I got through all those, to be honest. I must have had a lot. Well, it had been cold. It's winter. I was just inside reading more. Okay, what was your favorite book in January? I think my favorite book. Oh, no, you guys. I forgot one more book. Before I wrap up, I gotta talk about this because this was my favorite book in January, and that was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Weir. Holy crap. Talk about a good book. This is sci-fi. I'm not really gravitated towards like actual sci-fi a whole lot, but oh my goodness, this book was amazing. I listened to it and the narrator did a fantastic job. It was almost like listening to a graphic audiobook, but not quite, because the narrator did voices for all the characters, and the voices were just impeccable. They were so, so good. So Project Hail Mary is about, basically Earth is gonna die. There's something that is attacking the sun, and we need the sun to live. And so all these scientists are trying to figure out what it is and how they can save Earth. And they have like 30 years to do so. So with the help of this high school teacher, they figure out what it is that's attacking, and they make a game plan for how to save Earth. Basically, they want to send a team out to save Earth in a Hail Mary type of situation. Oh my gosh, like seriously, I cannot recommend this book enough. It was so incredible, and I really recommend listening to it. That the narrator just did a fabulous job. Like, I'll put the picture of the audiobook that I listened to, and hopefully the narrator's name will be on there. Seriously, so good. So good. I couldn't stop listening to it, and I haven't had an audiobook like that ever. Like, it was just so good. I never knew what to expect. I had like no idea going into it. My husband had read it and really enjoyed it, and it was really fun to just like talk to him as I was reading it, and him knowing what was coming, but I didn't. And the way it ended, it ended so well. There's only one thing I wish we would have gotten, like a page or two at the end from some other point of view. I'll just leave that at that, because I would have liked that. Anyway, okay, that was my last book. It was so good. Highly recommend, especially if you like sci-fi. And the movie's coming out in March, which we're gonna go see, because it just so good, so good. Okay. What was your favorite book in January? That was my favorite book. And let me know what you're reading in February, and any books that you're looking forward to in the upcoming year. Anyway, okay. Toodles.